everybody, it's Emily. Welcome back. I'm happy to see you all again. I saw that I got a lot of attention for my last video, and I really appreciate it, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I'm actually going to give you a little update on that, about the wedding thing. My grandmother was at the wedding, and this week she reached out and she called me, and it was a little surprising. And she actually called just to tell me how beautiful she thought I was at the wedding, and that she was really happy to see me, and that was like kind of unexpected and really felt good. Yeah, it really just made me happy that she just called just to tell me how beautiful she thought I was. Yeah. So like, especially like with somebody from like my grandmother, like an older generation, to reach out and say that, and just like who knows everything, it really meant a lot, and it felt really good, so I really appreciated that. So yeah, that was really kind of nice. So as you saw, for the topics of this week's video, I'm going to go over, first we're going to start with how I chose my name. I've been asked this question a lot from friends, family, everybody from wherever. They just ask me this question. Question comes up a lot, and I'm surprised that this is the question that actually comes up the most. But they always ask me, how did you come up with Emily? What made you choose Emily? And there's a really simple answer for that. When I first started the process, or even before I started the process, and I started testing. I did a lot of different tests. I tried a lot of different names, and there's certain points I tried some. I think at one point I had Sarah. At one point I had Ashley, and like I had tried so many different names, just to try them out. And when I was younger, and then I tried some middle names just to see. And in the end, basically about a year or two before I decided to transition, I had started going with Emily. And I was trying the name Emily, and I was kind of like, okay, this feels okay. And then I had a friend call me Emma, and I was like, no, don't call me Emma. So future reference, guys, do not call me Emma. And after that, basically, I kind of just forgot. And then my friends who knew about me being trans and me transitioning just kept calling me Emily, and some of them actually ended up going to M. And after a while, it just kind of grew on me. In perfect honesty, it wasn't something that just kind of I went, oh, this feels right. It felt right because of the way my friends were using it, as in this is who you are. And it was more of a validation of myself as female whenever they would use it, and it felt really good. That's why I kind of wanted to keep it. And it came at the time when I was basically about ready to accept myself and felt like I needed to do something. So that's kind of how that happened. I did change my middle name, however. If you guys don't know, my full name is Emily Rose. Rose is my middle name. Originally, I was going back and forth. Originally, I was going to go with Michelle. I was going to go with a couple different middle names. However, after thinking about it and talking with some friends, I realized my mom was still having kind of a hard time with the whole naming situation. Obviously, she's my mother, and when you're born, she names you, and she did name me. She named me my other name. So for me to change that was kind of, I think heartbreaking, a little hard for her. So to make everything easy and the transition easy in general, I let her pick my middle name. And I gave her that, and it seemed to help, and she seemed to really appreciate that I did that, and she liked it. So she went with the name Rose, which is her name, oddly enough. But yeah, she went with Rose, and apparently she told me after this that when she was pregnant with me, and when she thought it was going to be a girl, she decided she might name it Emma Rose, which is funny because obviously Emma is short for Emily sometimes. Even though I don't like being called Emma, it's just funny that that name was so close to the one I picked, my name Emily, when I didn't discuss that with her. So sometimes things just have a way of happening, which is kind of cool. But yeah, that's kind of how I ended up with the name Emily Rose. And it's definitely really grown on me now. it's interesting when I hear it now. I think when I first started, it would take me a minute to catch on to it, or I wouldn't look right away. Now it's just like, it's definitely my name, and it feels right. And especially after the legal change and everything, it just, it's natural now, and I really like it. And, it's kind of grown on me, and it's definitely more me than was before. Okay, so the other topic of the video was feminizing my voice. Because, I don't know if you guys know this, I have feminized my voice a little bit. Not a lot. I know there's probably others of you, or, I know people who have, have to deal with a bigger issue with their voice than I have. And, for me, my voice was it's not very different. It's different enough where I can not different enough, sorry, where I can slip back into it, and that kind of gets to me. It more happens at work and stuff like that, where I'm so used to and still kind of used to using that. And sometimes it'll be odd if once in a while I'll slip into it for a second, and then it just sounds way off, because it does. It's definitely very different. So the way, I'll give you guys a preview of my my former voice for a second, but not very long, because I do not like doing it, and it takes me a second to get out. So this is the voice that I started with. This is basically my regular voice. It's not much different. I'm gonna get out of it right now, because basically I don't like using it ever. It usually takes me a few seconds. I usually see it like I was kind of building myself up there to get out of it. So that is the voice that I basically had when I went to work, when I did some other stuff. And the way I probably did what everybody else does. I went on YouTube. I explored tons of videos about feminizing your voice. I looked into everything there possibly could. At one point, I thought I needed surgery, but then I was like, no, my voice is very androgynous, where I feel I could actually just work with what I have. So what did I end up doing was, after some practice, and it does take some practice, I basically I would feel my throat, and then I would just start talking a little higher. Just talk a little higher. I can't really do it. And then while I'm doing it, though, I would count. I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just bring my voice up as I'm counting and make it more high pitch, and then count back down 10, 9, 8, and to it's an even pitch. And for a while, that is how I actually got my voice to the point where I could actually sound okay. I had to keep doing that every single time, and people would look at me, some of my friends would look at me and not realize why I'm counting, because I realized I lost it for a second and I had to do something about it. So I would be sitting there randomly counting, touching my throat, and Allie would be like, what are you doing? This is weird. So yeah, but as I said, even still for me at work, where somewhere I use that voice a lot, it's still tough sometimes. And sometimes if I'm just having a casual conversation, I'll drop it, and I'll be like, oh, and I'll fix it. But now I've at least gotten to the point where I don't have to really do the counting. It just takes me a minute to adjust and come in myself and just lift my voice. So that's it for this week. Before I let you guys go, I just want to let you know that next week or the week after, depending on when I get enough, I'm planning on doing a Q&A video for you guys. So if you have any questions, please let me know. So you can tweet me, Facebook me, Instagram, message on here, comments, whatever you guys want to do. Just let me know. So don't forget to subscribe and check out any other videos I have. And yeah, I will talk to you guys next week, or hopefully I will literally directly talk to you guys. All right, bye.